Hello and welcome to the Timberpad Pro tutorial series, in the first video in which we will be introducing the Timberpad Pro software. So before we get started, I want to make a note that I will be using an emulator software which gives us this Android environment such as you would see on your phone or tablet on a normal Windows computer, which is why we have a mouse and which is why I can do this recording. However, it will give us some strange occurrences within the software, so I just want to warn you, these are things that you should not be seeing on your own devices. So let's get started. From the main screen of my device, I can click on the DroidDB app, and from the drop-down list, I will select T-Pad and click OK. Because this is the first time that I've opened the dataset, it will give me a warning that plot 0, tree 0 has been created. This is something that is just a placeholder for the blank dataset, and if we want to start with plot 1, we can delete this record, which I'll show you how to do in a later video, or we can just go with the plot 0. That doesn't hurt anything. So for this video, we're just going to take a look at the architecture of the program. This first tab, Setup, that we've started off in, has 3 sections. The first includes project name in the first box here, cruiser initials, stand or strata, and the acreage for the stand or strata. When you enter these, they will be carried through every plot and every tree to identify the data within your dataset for later analysis. This is something that's important to start off with because, again, it will be carried through as you do your cruise. The second section here changes with each plot. For example, this is the counter that will go up 1 every time a new plot is created, and this has the tree counter on the right. So we've started out with the 0, 0 record as I'd mentioned. On the left here, the big yellow button is the plot creation button, one of 2 that are present in the program. And this one, which is different from the other one, will generate GPS coordinates if you're using an Android device with GPS enabled. In this third section down here is where we can find those coordinates for the plot if they were recorded. And we have a couple of other options, such as turning the warnings off or on, which will control whether pop-ups are available when we access some of the other tools and options within the program. These usually won't affect you very much, and it is important to consider that if you turn off warnings, the ghost messaging that gives you horizontal limiting distance will go away as well. We'll go over this in a later video. And the last option is changing between multi-product and saw pull pipe cruising, which is just a simple click of a radio button. This is something that's typically not changed within a cruise, but the option is here if you need it. So, to get to the next tab, as there are 3 at the top, we can just click on the next one over, and the active will become highlighted. Tally is where we have the tree and plot records as we create them in this table here, and we can fill in the information that we collect in the field for each tree with these buttons and boxes, which we'll go over in a later video. To switch to the Tools tab, again, we will just click that. And this is where we can access a couple of useful tools for use in the field, as well as the import and export functionalities of the program. The most useful tool is the limiting distance calculator here, that you can use for variable radius calculations of slope percentages, different basal area factors, and different sizes of tree. This also dictates what the ghost messaging will show up as in the Tally tab, which again we'll cover in a later video. The other option that we have for tools in here is an unstratified tally, which within one stand will average your basal areas and trees per acre value, which gives you a quick rundown of how the cruise is going. So that was an introduction to the Timberpad Pro software. Please stay tuned for more videos in which we will be getting into the nuts and bolts of operating the program. Thank you.